and welcome back. We're picking where we left off last time in Shadow Empire in our Artica class map on hard difficulty as the nation state of Neutron Flats, where the capital is called Neutron Flats. As is the usual case at the beginning of the stream, I believe we effectively are picking up from a turn that should otherwise be done. There isn't anything we should be needing to do here. Victory point wise, we're currently sitting in second, though from our second spot we actually have the most people, so what we're really lacking is land. So what we need to do to expand is we need to basically have the industry large enough that we can build the roads to get our people where they need to go. And there's a couple places like up here, over here, where really the expansion is going to be hindered by the radiation. The safe expansion is going to be hindered by the radiation. That is easily solved by completing combat armor. Once we got combat armor, we can modernize our troops to use the new radiation filters in the combat armor. That'll provide them about 400 rad protection. And, okay, they won't like walking around at 140, 150 rad. It should be rad hazard level 1, which is uncomfortable for troops. But they won't be dying, and that's the important part. We don't want them just randomly dying from radiation. So with that, let's go ahead and roll over the turn. We are going to want to pull pull some militia up here so we can free up the 8th MG. As construction allows, we probably do want to build another, or expand our industrial capacity, because the industrial capacity, I think, is what's going to be limiting us. That does look like most of what we have under construction should finish. Shouldn't be any problems with it on the next turn. So we'll reevaluate on the next turn. Yeah, I think one of the things we also wanted to get a rail connection up here. So with that, let's go ahead and roll that turn. At this point, I think all the population cities is accounted for. So every major city is controlled by a major at this point. So there is a small amount of free bulk that aren't associated with cities. They also don't count as VP, so right now they're not counting for or against us, or for or against anyone at this point. But all the people that are scoring are picked up. Okay, Neutron Flats, beginning round, 89. We have 7 decisions to deal with. One of which is what to do with those roaming thieves. And we just get a decent amount of territory in the last turn, so we're getting some fines. Remember to plaque, yeah, we'll make it extra fancy. Let's see who asking for us to intervene. We are democracy part. This is not a really good event for us. And we ended up getting dragged enforcement. I initially wanted to go commerce. Well, let's go stress more productivity here. Enforcement to 66 will accept. At this point, that's plausibly going to happen. Yeah. Room with thieves, you have my full support to deal with it, and then it gets dealt with because of that. Okie dokie. Turning to movement. I think we'll actually ignore them. Save the political power, and we're not going for mind or government. And then we do want to set this up. We're not going to recruit people from here yet, but we will probably at some point in the future. Allow emergency food, and we'll leave the zone unincorporated because we just took it over. So the opinion there is going to be pretty bad for at least a little while. We have this pocket.
Let's go.
Should be fairly easy. It does appear to be easy.
Operation successful.
There we go. Okay, that one's trying to walk out of encirclement. It's not gonna get out, but...
Going in.
Target destroyed.
There we go. There might be something on the hill there. So that's the advancement over here. This zone, we're gonna give it a little bit of time for the unrest to come down, specifically, because the troops help a lot with that. I suppose we can put the Galactic Republic stuff we just got in the city. And then I'll probably strategic move with a small militia unit. And then everything else. So we got the full 8th here. The 4th is going to move westward. And we're not going to push too quickly here into the 500 as I brought up. Radiation there is pretty hostile still. Okay, everything's sort of moving west here. These guys are going to move down a little bit. Push a little bit up here. 400 rad, our current troops should have about 100 rad protection, so they should actually be able to push safely into the low 400s, or the upper 400s as well. Okay, so I think that's the troop movements. So maybe over here on the glacier. These guys, okay. But yeah, we don't want to push too far into their radiation. In fact, this is arguably a little bit too far. So I'm surprised those guys aren't taking casualties. Any losses to ship out? We are missing about 2 grunts. Go ahead and recruit those replacements. Construction-wise, how did the construction go over the turn? Everything is done. Good to see. Seeing everything's done is always a good sign. I think we have the metal, specifically in this case. This is where the rail estate is. Yeah, okay. To rail up the main road to there. And then we'll build a railhead quickly. That leaves me only about 400 spare industry. I'm going to go ahead and spend that on expanding your industry. Spend the industry to get more industry. Sounds like a plan. Actually, that leaves me with still a little bit more. Building power off the main drag here. It looks like no. So I'll probably just have the 2 solar panels on each of the main cities here. Yeah, I think it's just the one there and the one there. Difficulty zone's 4, level 4, yeah. Oh, the other thing we should do is we're going to have quality of life issues, I'm thinking. Is the level 3 zone, we probably not to have happiness problems over there. Want at least 1 level worth of civilization score. We don't have an entertainment one. Doesn't look like there's any health there, so we'll go ahead and put down a hospital to provide some health. The security looks pretty good, so I'm probably going to leave the security alone. And I don't have an entertainment source. Oh, it actually apparently is getting a security one that's going to get another 50 from there, but that'll be good to start. Okay. So I think that's good as far as that goes. Troops are moving, spreading out over the new front now that we've freed them up from the siege. Once we cleared this pocket up, these guys can come down here and help to go around this way. We're not expanding the roads very much right now. That is going to be a... Well, so we just built a rail line, right? So that's a big road expansion, effectively. Roads may become a bit more of an issue to expand going forward. Don't think I need to buy anything. Food is probably actually the thing we're most likely to buy. Yeah, this is a Oceania class world, so we do have water, even though apparently we don't have maritime trading houses on this map. Too cold for those boats to work, apparently. Any strength cards I want to play? We have an archaeological effort. I may play one here, see what we can find. Okay, so at this point I'm pretty sure we don't have any archaeological sites. Grab efficiency drive for some more money. Maybe do some war games. Yeah, let's do the war games.
Copy that.
Or Commander XP.
Copy that.
Commander's a little bit better. Major-wise, I don't think we have anything we can get off with these guys that we don't already have off. Besides the scientific corporation, which I think we're going to skip on. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and advance the time once again. Whoop. Running off and taking my roads there. I think that's not a super important road. 7 new losses, no made kills. We have 4 decisions awaiting us on round 90. I want the Demarcus score to hit 49. I do too. Apparently autocracy is the highest component. It's definitely not what we're going for.
Okie dokie.
I should probably actually default that towards probably default that towards more democracy. Can. Shadowcult requests our help. We can ignore them to lose from Mist and autocracy, which we'll do. Okay. So, this guy obviously doesn't want to be surrounded, so we'll run him that way. I was tempted I am to try, and we will actually do a summon circle to this guy. But most of these guys need to run up and to the right to try to deal with this guy. Okay, that's the advancing there. A little annoying that we're getting poor supply as opposed to too far off the road. Do I just want to fork that road? The answer is probably yes. The question is where? Probably like here. Getting about 3 off the road, so 1, 2, 3. So yeah, about there. Construction-wise, how did the railhead's done? Basically full speed on everything else. Okay. Over here, this city is still dealing with unrest. Did come down 11 points, which is pretty nice from the amount of guys we have garrisoned in the city. Who's not usually too bad? Vehicles. Vehicles, I think, also have a little bit extra random prediction, so we're probably going to be the ones, like this scenario, to deal with this guy. Probably push the vehicles behind them and try to keep the infantry the friendly side of the radiation from them. Oh, this troop doesn't have the radiation protection. Whoops. Let's not completely sack the unit and get some value out of it by moving back to base like so. But the militia may still be running the old armor. The old armor doesn't have the same radiation protection. Okay. Rotors. Okay, so there is maybe an argument to not piss the rotors off yet. We are arguably in a little bit of a rush because we want to take over the city before the Republicans do. The old ruined city. Okay, so I think those are all the guys moved. Didn't get as much industrial power over the intern. Granted, we were building stuff, so that's maybe not surprising. And the metal's going down because, you know, industry costs a lot of metal. I think it's like 500 metal a level, or 500 metal a turn. $900 metal a turn. So yeah, we're probably actually gonna run out of metal. If we don't, it's because I got lucky. No combat losses to replace. So we are starting to gain a little more people. We'll see where our industry is looking, because right now we don't really need... Like, I want more people, but we don't really need more people. What we need is we need the roads to supply them. We're not quite moving those roads quickly enough. Efficiency drive. Yeah, retreat. War games.
Copy that.
I think we've already got cultural exchange with them. Yeah. Okay, I think we're back to rolling the turn, so let's roll the turn. Okay, intern wasn't that bad. Got 3 decisions. Still got the one guy running around a little bit loose, but... A little bit loose isn't usually that much of a problem, I suppose.
Let's go.
Might not have the action points to get these guys to surrender. Oh, just about.
Operation successful.
Okay. Oh, I don't have the action points to go to the other one. Okay. not a line down there. Okay. Industry went up, which is good. Oh, even the metal went up. That's doubly good. We'll let them petition us. This is more democracy. And we don't want those stats. This one's a complicated one either way. We'll go with this one because it uses suppress. Suppress the stat rather than raise the mirror. The rest went up. Diminished. Oh, because we let them protest. Okay. So even with the protest, it was only 3 up. It's not too bad. We probably need a road to try to supply over here. So we'll split the road off here. Try not to run it through the glacier, because the glacier is expensive. Do you want to deal with the radiation poking, or do you want to push them over to the west? Probably push them over to the west, honestly. Okay, so I think we've been around the loop, moved all our troops. That's combat armor. Combat armor is 58% out, okay. And yeah, victor point-wise, we're trying to grab a bunch of land. Don't necessarily think we're winning the foot race with the land here. We'll see. And it is a bit of a foot race, I suppose. Because we're walking troops around instead of driving them around. Yeah, we'll push them over here using the strategic movement. And then, how did the construction go over the intern? Hospital's done, industry's going, 3 more turns left on the industry, okay. Industry, it is tempting to let the industry just do its thing, because we do need more industry. We may also be getting some from here. Yeah, we are getting a little bit here from Texas. Well, from in service Texas, right? The light industry is providing some service Texas. Finished. Hopefully the rest will come down a little bit more. We'll see how it goes over the intern. Good raise, another brigade. Could also try to motorize this one. Or motorize one of them. You know what, let's, I'm gonna do a little bit of splurge. We're gonna motorize this one. So the 4th Infantry, we're gonna upgrade you to motorized. And yeah, initially the motorized is not necessarily going to help us zoom, because we're still going to be held up by the radiation, but the moment this radiation is not a problem, it will make a big difference. Make a real big difference. Neutron flats around 92, 4 decisions. Managed to get that democracy, okay. Oh, I missed, we'll come back around for that one. We're going to check strike rights. We got a artifact. Which one was it? The power plant. Cool, that will, don't need to worry about solar panels anytime soon. That balance is fine.
Order acknowledged.
Not too worried about staff council. I don't think we're going to be doing any major fighting. Major fighting would be nice to maybe have armor army for. We're not ready for that, bureaucracy-wise.
Copy that.
Resettlement proposal. I don't want merit, but at the same time, I'd accept merit. It's going to give us 700 people, right? So we accept them, we get an opinion boost with the person, lose government, which we don't want at this point. Yeah, let's take the merit. Is it what I want? No. Is it something I specifically want to avoid, like, incredibly hard? Not really. Okay, trucks made it out to the front, so these guys are, supplies permitting, ready to go. Yeah, well, so that's the problem with the snow, right? The motorized troops are actually not that much faster than the infantry in the snow, all things considered. Let's push them across the glacier quickly. That's front move, that's that front moved. Rest of the city down to 18. I'd like it to be like 510 before we pull the troops out. Okay, pop the pocket.
Let's go. Operation
There we go.
successful.
Popped, popped. Okay, I'm definitely not winning. As we can see, these guys are zooming. Granted, they're zooming up and around the radiation, because they don't want to go in the radiation either. I wouldn't be surprised if actually they're facing the rotors and having issues with the radiation, because I don't think the rotors are affected by the radiation. Port manager, that would be a bad choice. See if that gave us a decent administrator. Oh, one thing I've been forgetting, one of these cities. City? Is the city. As a slave trader. We have the money, we should be making use of the trader. As reprehensible as slavery is, people are people. And we'd rather them be free people in our nation than slaves in a slave trade. Okay, industry otherwise has been going reasonable. Industry, oh, we got half a turn of industry. Why a half turn of industry? I'm guessing we had a production penalty failure roll, okay. Yeah, metal's looking good. We just need the industrial capacity, I suppose. Keep expanding. A little bit tempting to grab another infantry brigade. So we're going across the snow over here, but yeah, let's raise another light infantry. Could splurge, go, oh. Can't splurge, it'd be too much industrial capacity. We'll just keep the light infantry then. Another unit, this will cover the gap in here. I'll also expand with less risk. Yeah, we're gonna go one more turn. I think then I'm gonna go ahead and set a colony up. Depending whether to put it on the mine or put it on one of the supply bases. I think I'm gonna put this on the supply base down here. Maybe over here. Let's traffic signs looking like, yeah, right about here is where we need to be putting a city in. So think about putting one there. In fact, actually, based on what that is, let's go ahead and we'll start building the truck station. So that truck station will be the middle of a new city. Might seem weird because there's nothing out here for the city to operate over, but I suppose we'll probably end up doing is mining if we actually need more water. Okay, let's push the turn. We're getting attacked, which is good. We don't have enough to do a surround, and I'd rather defend and defeat guys than attack frontally if we don't have a surround. So we got 700 kills, got 4 decisions awaiting us on 93. Double decision. Nomad are offering us ammo. Yes, we'll play ball with that. Senator extradition. Yeah, give you your senator back. Camp 2, Camp 2, Camp 1, Camp 1. Okay. Oh, and this is probably the corporation guy. Okay.
Roger that.
As much as this is probably a worthless glacier, I want it to be my worthless glacier, and not their worthless glacier. When you're potentially a not-so-nice dictator, sometimes it is valuable to be a greedy person. Yeah, we are at war with these guys. We're only up to about 400 radiation. What you're kind of seeing with me pushing these guys in is these guys, you can tell, are taking no rad penalty, right? They've got radiation exposure hazard of 0 right now. I was assuming that we needed to do a redesign for the radiation filters to apply. Apparently they're applying already, because we should be like hazard 3 here and we're 1. But yeah, so these guys apparently have radiation protection of 600, so the their buggies here can go have fun. Might be a good idea if I give them some roads so they can get some supplies, but unlike the troops, they don't care about the radiation. And even these troops at this point, if they're actually getting the radiation protection, a little less worried. Oh, these guys are... You guys are radiation 1, these guys are radiation 2. You've been sitting 400. Maybe you were... Oh, you were probably started outside the radiation. That makes sense. But yeah, I know the vehicles are getting straight up, just trying to get 400 base. Interesting. Not enough to contest the zone of control in this place. Okay, this guy... This zone needs some spies.
Okie dokie.
That was unusually high resistance for detection, and I want to know why.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okie dokie.
Okay, none of the useful diplomacy cards yet for where we are. Construction went fine, right? We only got the 2 things being built. Yeah. Truck station done. Industry took no delays. Okay, with that, let's make this a new zone.
Order acknowledged.
For the moment, we won't make the zone too big. And then we're going to colonize this zone. We are going to build the 3 government buildings.
Order acknowledged.
Let's splurge and actually go full 4.
Order
With the 3 architect offices as well.
Order acknowledged.
And then each of those are going to cost like construction-wise. Oh, that's like 500 each. Bureaucratic office is actually the one that takes the most. Okay, so we want to give you like 4,000 workers. $3,500 workers. That should be all the workers they need. We'll dump the rest as population.
Order acknowledged.
Okay, these guys spread out. And we are going to need to fork a road off down here to get down to the glacier and probably get over the glacier. Yeah, I think this is probably the narrowest part in the glacier. Through here. It's probably going to be better than trying to go over the frozen river with the road. Well, we'll probably do over the frozen river with the road as well, but it'll be different, different zone, different thoughts. off the pocket.
Attack formation. Target destroyed.
Anyway, we're rolling up this zone. The hard part of this is eventually the rolling up is going to be going along Glacier, because apparently these guys own the whole Glacier. Like, it literally looks like they own the whole Glacier. Which is not going to be the funnest thing to do with a road. Road's going to be super expensive. Move those guys, yes. These guys this turn, yeah. Okay. See if we can grab that one quickly. Take basically as much control of this glacier and the surrounding area as possible. And yeah, then we'll be pushing into these guys, I think. Well, vaguely pushing into these guys. We're still winning on that combat armor. 80% out. Or 80% done. What is actually our research rate on that? Check my... Look in the organization. 10. Okay, so it's like 2 more turns, then we're gonna have to design the unit with the armor. Take like 2 more turns after that. Yeah, see if the truck station, or see if the construction gets 2 more turns in there. We can do it again. Then we'll be videoing it up here. Because we need the industry. Oh, good evening. Yeah, bit of a late start today. Family plans happened, so I didn't get started until about midnight. So this is actually the first part of the recording, and we're actually coming up to the end of the first part of the recording. So sorry for being a little bit, well, I think I was a little bit slow responding to the Twitch chat. Maybe I weren't, but either way I wasn't paying enough attention. Just noticing it. Okay, this is where we're going to go ahead and put the first part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. If you're watching Twitch, feel free to hang around. I can take a short break, and then we'll get right back to recording the next part. So with that, wish you all the best of luck, a good time. Catch you all in the next part. Bye for now.